how often or not do you hear from people getting into the trades from white collar jobs? And
It seems like increasingly.
yes, I would say the same. And increasingly on social media, you see that. And I have heard people specifically that have either moved from a white collar job to a blue collar job or want to. Um,
Hmm.
it's hard because I think a lot of people have been fed lies about the trades for the last 50 years about how they're terrible and um, you can't go anywhere, you don't make enough money, um, you're just dirty and uneducated, you know, all these
Hmm.
types of things. But the reality is a lot of trades can be super satisfying, and there's a lot of white collar jobs that are like 100% not satisfying. And
Yeah.
anytime you sit and stare at a computer all day, you're gonna go insane. So
Right.
you got to have like a really high level of either interest in what you do or full high level of fulfillment outside of what you do for work to do those jobs, and a lot of people don't, so they'll be getting into jobs where they're mainly working from their computer and they're going crazy because it is not in human nature. Imagine how long the computer's been around. We were not designed to
Hmm.
sit at a desk all day and stare at a computer screen. So it's just, I think it's happening a lot more, and it's
Yeah.
I think mainly because there's an appeal to learning how to build things and create things with your hands.
Yeah. And I think as like our generation and younger seeks fulfillment over paychecks, like it's gonna go even more so as long as we can market it that way and show people that that's the truth. Like, yes, you can make good money and money runs the world. I get that. But like, there's so many of us that like, I want to be fulfilled at work. I want to like be passionate about what I do. I don't want to just clock in, clock out. Like that
Mm-hmm.
would drive me nuts. And
Yeah.
I know that that's the case for like Gen Z and millennials is like we want to be passionate about what we do and have a purpose and be fulfilled. So I think as long as we can continue to show that that's, the truth in trades and get people in those positions where that is the truth. And you need to work for companies that where, that grass is green and, that's true, you have that opportunity there. But that's just going to continue to be a selling point of our industry is like, hey, you can stand back and look at this and be like, I did that, like you don't I always make a joke of like, no one's traveled across the world to look at someone's spreadsheet, but people travel all over the place to look at buildings. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. I it's this whole conversation is hard, and obviously this is what our goal is with the podcast is to bring light to the trades, and it's not like you can't be fulfilled and enjoy what you do
hmm.
being in a white collar job. But being sold that as the only option, I think, is what's causing the problem. Because there's a lot of people that just either aren't made for it or don't have a desire, but they went to school because it's what you're supposed to do, and just don't care for it. So I've had conversations with a lot of people that wish that they could just go learn how to do carpentry or something and do that
Hmm.
instead.
Yeah.
and um, and then like this kind of ties into one of the questions we got asked about switching careers
Hmm.
midlife or whatever. Like the longer you're in your career, the harder it is to just go start over from scratch. So I think that's hard for people because they'll get so far into a career and they just hate it, and then it's like you're tied to the money, and
Hmm.
it's really hard to not be tied to the money, even if you're not even if you're living below your means. As you make more money, it's really hard to just like go start from zero doing
Hmm.
something else that's not in your skill set. Um,
Hmm.
and people have kind of regrets that they hate what they do, and it's stressful, and it's a not a good type of stress, not a good type of mental stress a lot of times in some of these jobs.
Hmm.
And they just wish they could go build things because it's more satisfying. So I don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think it's just hard because people were sold this idea that it's the only it's not an option. You know,
Yeah.
school.
Yeah, I mean, we got
Yeah.
sold go to college. That's the only way to get a good job for a long time. And now it's thanks to social media, we're able to see the other side of it and see, and market our industry and help it out and do those things that are needed to be done to get kind of to try to reverse that negative stigma about the industry.
Hmm.